You begin your adventure into the next state of, well, I'm not going to say complications because it's very, very complicated. You manage to get into this town and discover that the demons, the devils, the very fiends themselves, were already here. After a good month of travel to get here and other things you had to do, obviously they would have time, to do things in town. And one of those things was, well, take it over. When your team managed to get inside and figure out the situation, it turns out that they were more or less pacifying, well, the city. And, well, one thing or another, that's more or less okay, but the problem is, well, they have no way of defending themselves, which is, the main concern when facing potential, deadly, deadly creatures. So your team was more or less not okay with them taking over, but you guys were more or less helping them out because you wanted to see what they were after in town. And with the help of Quinn and Quill, you figured out that they were after some book titled as the Book of the Seraphim, or the Book of the Angels. Whatever you wanted to call it, Ada, I believe you had it last.
I think I put the Book of Angels. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I spelled it phonetically, so I could not honestly tell you how it's spelled. Honestly, Book of the Angels, or Seraphim, is just a different translation. It just means a specific angel. But that's not really important. But looking on this information, they decided, well, you guys basically called yourselves out as, not really part of their group or citizens or aware of what's going on. So they basically tried to buy you out by the giant gem heart, the robe. You weren't really up to that. One of you froze the leader, grabbed the book. The other individual that was assisting her grabbed onto her boss and then bamfed out to make sure that, well, her main initial job here is to make sure that she's safe and frozen in place. She's not exactly sure how strong you guys are. So rather than having her boss die, gets the heck out of there. Which honestly was good because the last guy that was still there managed to hurt a few of you. Well, mainly Nikolai and Quinn. Because Dust and Quill were giant crabs. But you managed to defeat him. Nikolai or Ada, I honestly forget who. I think it was Ada because she's the main healer. Made sure that they didn't die.
I know.
Yeah.
Quinn has them on their back, and you're wondering what to do now. You're making your way towards the doorway, but there was plenty of witnesses that Vol and Vera were basically moving to the side to make sure, they weren't hurt or injured. Where do you guys go? As you technically just attacked the mayor.
Where would we like to go?
Well, we had made the decision. There were two options that we could either skip out on town or go into the sewers, and we had decided on going into the sewers.
Well,
because it would be easier to get out because the city is still in lockdown.
And did you know how they left? I wasn't sure how they used magic to disappear. Were they teleported, or did they just poof out of the room? Might be a DM question.
From what you remember, the city itself does not allow, violent magic to proc. However, teleporting isn't exactly violent. From what you can tell, they were using some teleportation spell. The agent that was not frozen in place is the likely culprit that used it. If you want to go ahead and roll Arcana, you can probably discern what spell she used.
Sure. I like that.
Any one of you can, honestly. You all saw it.
23.
Yeah, 23 is pretty good. Nikolai, from what you can tell very, very easily, this spell was known as Dimension Door. It's a very proactive anti-attack spell because you're able to bring someone else with you. It has a range of 500 feet, and the adverse effects of it are basically none whatsoever. So it's a very good advantageous spell to use when in combat and potentially about to die. And you want to bring someone that isn't about to die, that you don't want dead, rather.
Well, I can definitely tell that they use the Dimension Door spell, so they're not out of the town, but they've traveled somewhere in a distance away. So they haven't left, but I guess more importantly, we have to figure out what we need to do.
You do know that 500 feet is still within the town's parameter. This more or less building is not smack dab as epicenter of the city itself, but pretty close that any which way would still be within the city.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But what do you guys do as you're making this plan? You head out, you find Vera and Vol outside the door. I don't want you to throw you into the sewers because you can make your own choices. I just remember that as the last thing.
I mean, there's two options. Either we get out of here since we have the Book of Angels, or we just go find the woman, the mayor.
What does the book do?
I have no idea. Can I make a what's it called? An investigation?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. Dust, did you? Sorry, you.
Yeah, no. I'm just looking back at our roll logs. It looks like we made stealth checks to get into the sewers.
Oh.
You can make stealth checks to go anywhere. I think you guys all passed. So you will likely be able to stealth your way into the city and somewhere else. I just, I don't want to railroad you into the city.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think back where we're at.
Ada, as you guys are rushing out of there, hiding between alleyways, go ahead and roll investigation while you're looking through the book. I will tell you while Ada's doing that, you guys have a few options. Ada, you know of that one random nice guy that was talking to you in the alchemist shop. You guys know of the tavern. Dust, I think you know of a few places as well. From what I remember, you know of... Oh, no, wait, sorry. Nikolai, you know of that one random house of nobles you went to earlier about the wine.
Yeah.
Dust, you know of a bathhouse. I forgot that I gave you an option of a bathhouse. There's also the town market, the graveyard within the city itself, the library, or the general streets are the most information you guys have.
Gotcha.
So those are your options. There's also the sewer, so there's really anywhere you can go. That being said, Ada, when you're investigating the book, you can tell that the pictures, or at least depictions on the book itself, the actual framework, it does seem to depict angels, but the angels written in what's it called? Not the New James version of the Bible, but older manuscripts of the Bible, where they're burning wheels, 1,000 eyes, 16 wings, coalescent with blades. Very kind of demonic, yet very angelical. Looking through the book, you can tell that the inscriptions themselves are written in Celestial. So if you speak it, you can understand more or less of it. But based off of, let's say, the first couple of frameworks of pages, you can discern that this is a very amplified magical book. And it alone is able to do something just holding in your possession. You're not exactly sure what it's capable of, but you can tell that it's a lot of refined magic just imbued into this page after page after page. And from what you remember, the Lana, the person you guys basically froze and then left out of there, was going to use it to amplify her nullification on emotion in people.
Yeah. What'd you find out?
Well, first of all, do any of you speak Celestial by chance?
Draconic, some Fae. Not really. I don't know if that helps at all, but.
Quill just states.
No.
No, can't read. Quinn then states, common and infernal.
Doug?
Sorry,
All right. This
I know.
Is,
I only know Primordial and Gnomish outside of Common.
this is kind of sad.
Vol has
Yeah.
Primordial, Common, Elven, Sylvan, and I think that's it. Vera has Common, Sylvan, Dwarven, and that's it. Wow!
Wow. That's right. None of us has Celestial.
Celeste.
Okay. Celeste. Yeah.
You might be able to find someone in town. If you're willing to risk it, you can probably find someone in town. The only safe place you can probably go and more or less feel safe, air quotes, is Nikolai's patron, or that one flower dude you guys, Ada and Vera found in, Nikolai's patron's shop.
Fine.
Except if the flower dude knows about what just happened, then we're kind of
Well,
screwed.
you know the other option, instead of going to the person that I don't want to see, we could go to a magic shop and get a understand language spell.
That's true. If you believe, like it just happened, so there's a possibility, although slim, that not everyone has heard, or at least not caught up yet.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people around here, and if there's a lot of people that could just spread like wildfire, and then we're kind of trapped.
I would tend to go. I don't want to go to your patron, the patron.
Yeah.
Because that'll cost. That might cost us an arm and a leg just to be for the safety. But I'm a little hesitant to necessarily go to a magic shop just because of the situation that the city is in currently.
Like, there's a possibility that you'll get there just fine. It's just afterwards, you have no idea how safe the streets are. I'm telling you, with your stealth rolls, you can get somewhere. But after getting there, you have no idea how much on alert everyone's going to be.
Or if we do this, we can get out of town, using the sewers, find a magic shop, and then deal with everything else.
Where would we go?
I don't know the map. Who has the map? Who's the navigator?
I don't have the map. I think Dust has the map.
I think one of you does have a map. So when you look at the map, looking towards, the actual topography of the place, where's my bad, terrible world map?
There it is.
Right, you're in Quota, a very
so we go to Ill,
high populated area. In about a week and a half, you can get to Ill without too much of an issue. There might be like small populated areas here and there that do have like townships and stuff like that. The closest town, more or less, would be between Quota and Mighty, which is only 3 days away. It was that town bridge system that we're working with. To the left of that, a day to the right is the observatory, and that's the information you generally have. You can definitely look for more cities and areas. Like, you see river systems here and there, and if you want to, that often than not, whenever there's a body of water, there's people living nearby. So you can definitely follow that type of track or that type of logic.
Gotcha. Well, I have an idea.
The thing is that if we leave the city, we're still leaving it in the control.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe we should.
Should we go after?
Okay.
We can't kill her.
Okay. Well, I have either. Okay. Well, we can do this. If you would think this, I could go disguise myself as commoner or what's his face, Karak or whatever. Go to the magic shop, get a language thing, and then you guys could meet, and I could meet you in the sewers, and we wouldn't have to leave town. Or we could all go together to the magic shop, find a spell, and we could risk finding out where we can, or we can go over to the wonderful person that I love to go see that gave me the wonderful magic that I have.
Oh, the flower guy.
Or we could just forget it and go out of town.
No,
I
can't.
don't
I
think,
can't
I don't
remember
think out
who.
of town is the option. Is the best option though.
No, above game.
I mean,
The flower guy was the guy who was flirting with.
well, what's his flirting?
Ada.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Being friendly. It wasn't really flirting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also,
From what you can tell, based off of
Um,
his look, I'm gonna say Ada because you were kind of the only one paying attention to him. He did seem like an alchemist, some type of herbalist specialist, definitely dealing with flowers and some type of components for alchemical works like magic itself. So it's a possibility he is a good choice. You just really don't know anything about him. He is nice and maybe a friend, but that's honestly all you have.
Also, I'm in game.
Mhm.
I did meet a lady when I was spinning the little the dagger that I got, Dust. I was spinning that around, and then she told me to stop spinning it around because apparently she was part of the little the secret organization of the thieves.
Are you talking about the woman in the market?
Yeah. She was a thieves person.
So you're saying we're going back to the market?
No. Well, I mean, if
Yeah.
you find her, then they could hide us and keep us safe if we do something for them, I guess. And it'd be better than having to go back to.
That's a
demon person.
possibility.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Well, you mentioned hiding behind like an alleyway. Quinn does state, so we're gonna go work with thieves now. I mean, no offense, I am.
What? No, I
get
have
that.
an in.
But still,
They owe me something because I have a request from them because I got the blade, and so I can have them do us a favor basically. Dogma, is that how that works?
No.
No.
I'll essentially turn to
Oh.
Quinn and I'll be like, he's straight up trying to date the boss's daughter.
Got it. I'm cool with that. Again, looking through it, Nikolai, from you can tell you're able to access the thieves network with that dagger. They just don't do things for you. It just means you
Yeah, I
now
thought-
have access to things.
I think I was like bullshitting a little bit, and then also was like, okay, yeah, I thought we had to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, that might work depending on if someone there is high ranking enough to know what dagger you have. But it is a Dawn's blade. It is a blade specifically for the network of thieves you're nearby. But if someone's like very high up in the area that's in this city, like knows the make and model of this blade, it's possible that they'll give you do you a favor and do you a solid. You just don't really know if that will happen because honestly, there's a lot going on and you're gonna have to make a gamble.
Yeah.
So everywhere is a risk.
Well, I mean, what do
Okay.
what's the option? We got all the options out here. What do we say? What do we want to do?
I think a good idea before it gets too out of control, maybe go talk to this guy that Ada met
Okay.
at your
It's
patron's
Scout.
shop. He might have some.
I mean, he might have some
Go
things to help us.
Yeah.
That our
Well,
saving
I do have another option.
And what's that option?
I cast invisibility on all of us.
No. Well,
I mean,
How
that
many
just
of
helps
those?
us hide, but that
it helped it for a while.
But that doesn't help us with information.
Well, okay. Well, it doesn't help us with information, but I guess it helps us.
Yeah. Vol does state that's a good idea. Honestly, we might need to use that later, but right now, they don't seem to spot us, so news hasn't traveled that far just yet. I would say hold it on
That is-
reserve.
Okay.
That's honestly her speaking. That's not me as a DM.
Yeah.
Up to you to decide if that's true or
Is
not.
the flower guy?
Up to you.
But see, if we want to improve the situation here in the city, we need to at least figure out what type of object is keeping from damage spells from happening.
Yeah.
All right. If you're gonna go with that train of logic, then it would be
Ooh.
from any order you want, but it would be Nikolai's patron, the magic shop in town, the alchemist that Adai met.
Wait, no.
Howdy, mate. I don't know what happened there. And technically this area, but you kind of burned the bridge.
Wait, what?
Burn a bridge?
Technically,
When do we burn a
this
bridge?
No. It's a figure of speech. So
the
if-
temple.
Oh,
Technically,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
temple
so-
would be
Yeah.
another location you can get information of, but you kind of attacked their high priest.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
we basically killed all relationships within the temple that we could have possibly had, given that was probably the place where the her spell is affecting the most,
Yeah.
Mhm.
where they're just kind of domicile. So
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, let's go with that train of thought, and we can head off. And if you have any in trouble, just say what's the magic word? We want to do like a code word for like where I'm in trouble. Lemons. Perfect.
okay.
Okay. I am again telling you, you guys are fine with the stealth now. I think right now the city is at a 10, and you all rolled well above a 10. I'm taking your group median rather than individual rolls. So you guys are fine right now to go anywhere you want. Afterwards, it will get higher because more people will be on alert. So getting anywhere you want is viable right now. But again, the places where you'll get information from, whether it costs you an arm and a leg, entirely up to you. Maid shop, Nikolai's patron, that flower dude, the church which you're currently running away from, or the thieves if there's someone with magic there. Where do you guys go?
If Nikolai out of game, if Nikolai wants to do the thief thing, we could split up. One could go to the flower guy, if all of us want to, and the other can go to the thieves.
You know, I like that idea. Oh well, yeah, we're out of game. I like that. Okay, okay. If we're out of game, yeah, splitting up a party, yeah, maybe not the best idea. But if you want to, we can.
Yeah. I was just throwing that
Yeah.
out.
I would
Yeah.
say let's stay together for
No.
now. I would.
they're out.
It's hard to vote for something when there's three of us. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm saying I want to go to the Thieves Guild. That's what I want to do. I want to try to look for the Thieves Guild.
Okay. One for Thieves Guild. Dust, where you want to go?
Here, give me a second. I got to log out of this. You guys sound like robots to me right now.
Exact opposite.
So
Ada, where do you want to go?
The flower guy.
All right. One for Alchemist, one for Crime Syndicate.
Okay.
And when Dust gets back, they will choose.
okay.
Oh, you're back.
One vote for the Alchemist and one vote for the Thieves Guild.
I think with it being fairly moderately safe for us right now. The alchemist might be a very safe bet, but
Okay.
eventually going to potentially the Thieves Guild.
Okay, alchemist first. Let's head out.
All right. Uh, sure, no sewers. Okay.
I mean, we can go
Sewers
to
is
sewers later if you really
definite,
want to, Dogma. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Someday.
Honestly, I had some of the script already written for the sewer. But that's honestly fine. I have other stuff for the rest of the city. As soon as you enter inside, you hit a magical circle. I want everyone to go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
What? A Constitution saving throw?
This is.
Are you kidding me? Not gonna do that. That's not gonna fly with me.
5 minutes.
I rolled
Oh.
freaking.
Oh,
I
never mind.
I rolled
Oh, God.
3. I rolled a 3, and you rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
and
God. Wow.
yeah, whoa! There we go.
That was good.
Nice.
I got a natural 20.
That's weird because normally I rolled really good at those.
Let's see here. Tides of Chaos.
It's because you're not drinking.
Oh yeah, totally. It's not a drinking constitution, yeah.
As soon as you enter into the flower shop, you get hit by various aromas. When you enter into the weird magical circle, you see weird sigils in various languages. You see Dwarven, Dragonborn, Primordial, Celestial, Infernal. And when you enter inside, each of the aromas begin to hit you all at once. When that happens, Nikolai, you almost go unconscious due to the olfactory levels within you just wanting to shut down, and your body wanting to shut down as well. Dust, you overpower it and get immediately a ping off of this weird purple book. Ada, you feel a sensation almost overcumbering you, and then you feel a sensation slowly resolve downwards. It's as if you were being hit by each flower all at once, but thankfully enough you were past that and you feel a sensation with this white book. Nikolai, thankfully enough, you decide to use your energy and power to wave it off, and you get a weird sensation around these books. When that happens, you can tell that Quetzal wasn't expecting this. Just random people running inside. When you open the door, getting here was not an issue. Ada, you had the information at hand. I think he gave you the address of a shop. You guys stepped in, and he was reading a book and looking at the circle. When you stepped inside, you got hit by this. So when he notices that, he then comes over. One moment. Comes over and removes one of the bars from the magical circle. All right, that shouldn't affect you anymore.
That's a lot of flowers.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. Yeah.
I was working with entombment properties. Sorry. What can I help you with? He notices you at eye. He waves friendly, and then looks towards the rest of you.
You want to get Ada straight to the point? I guess we're not kind of in a hurry at the moment. I suppose.
Right. Ada pulls out the Book of Angels. Do you read Celestial first of all before anything?
I mean, technically, I can only read Common, but I do have an innate spell casting within myself. I can read any language so long as I use it properly. Basically, he has comprehend languages.
Can you? Do you have any spells that you can project on any of us, or potions that have something similar to comprehend languages?
I'm pretty sure he could just read it for us.
Oh,
if he
yeah,
has
I can read
the
for you
spell.
if you like. I mean, I might be able to conjure something up. Some type of tincture that might be able to do something like that.
If he reads it, does he get the power of the book, or do we have to read it?
You honestly don't know. He does tell you though, when you guys are discussing things and talking to one another. Oh, sorry. Where are my manners? Welcome to the flower shop. Outside, you did notice it was just called the flower shop, and inside you definitely see a whole bunch of flowers. In fact, you saw a garden to the right of the shop itself. But there's a whole bunch of spell scrolls, magic books here and there, some gems here and there. So the flower shop
Nickel-
is not just a name; it's quite literally his business.
Nikolai he just finally like looked over and like started to notice all the things on the table, and he's kind of like perusing. He forgot that we're in a hurry.
Quetzal does state, if you like, I can see it. As long as I don't read it out, most books generally don't give the reader their power.
Well, that'll work.
Yeah,
Yeah. Over and hands him the book.
Handing it over, he does state, well, you do see his eyes change into a varied rainbow-like pattern, and then they go clear white. From what I can tell, this seems to be written in Celestial. The title's called The Book of the Angels. He begins to like flip through it and goes, from what I can discern, this gives you a very odd assortment of strength and powers. Just holding it alone increases your magical potency by +1. Basically, that means whatever stat you use gets a +2 to that stat. Effectively altering everything you are and increasing your abilities by a good fold. You also gain proficiency in religion and expertise in religion if you already have proficiency.
Any ability
that you have, that the caster has. I'm afraid it doesn't work on any mundane individuals.
Okay. Dogma.
Yes.
You're saying that it gives a +2 to your spellcasting ability? Is that what you're saying?
A +2 to your modifier. So if your main modifier is like charisma, +2, so it gives you a +1 addition to whatever modifier you already have. So if your charisma is 16, yours is a +3. Have the book.
Does it go above 5?
This specific book, yes, it does.
Dang.
Wait, is that an attunement item?
You ask, it does state. With this amount of magic, probably. I can tell you, though, that it gives off a lot of energy, a raw energy of celestial power. If I had to discern, this is known as... how should I say this? A soul within a book.
So it has its own consciousness, you're saying that?
More or less. It was being drawn or discerned from the book itself. From what I can read, this book was made from an angel. The angel itself gave its life to make this book. If you are aware of planetars...
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think we're... At least a few of us are all too well aware of those types of beings.
Yes. This type of angel is known as very sacred, very powerful. In fact, it seems to be an angel of various vocal patterns. One that echoes within the night. That type of thing.
Steven. Yeah, that was that. Nikolai's like mumbling to himself. He's like, "God damn it, mother!" Yeah, and he's like kind of like pissed off a little bit because he knows the potential of the book, but then he's like, he knows that it's a soul that he can use at the same time.
It's a very powerful soul too. So that thing's expansive. Quetzal does state. The only other discerning factor, other than the lore and history it has inside of the book itself, is that it's able to amplify one thing by 2-fold. And the caster or the individual holding it has to specify it. It doesn't amplify everything by 2-fold. At a game, it basically means choose a spell, double the damage. Or double the effect.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
This is too powerful for me.
It's a very long book.
You know I have a new spell. Did I tell you about Rothma's Psychic Lance that I got?
No.
What?
Rothman's Psychic Lance, it's a psychic spell that does psychic damage. It does 10d6 damage.
Oh god. Wow.
And I can if I know somebody's name, I can call out their name if they're in range, and they automatically take damage on a spell save or on like I think it's a spell save. What is it? It's a
Probably a spell save.
It's a no.
No.
The target must succeed an intelligence saving throw or take 10d6 psychic damage. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what the book does.
No, but I'm just like if you gave me the book, then I could double that damage.
Like it'll double healing, double damage, double distance.
I feel like I should just keep that book away from the guy at all times.
It's considered an artifact level weapon. Well, item.
That sounds like a mythic level, like a legendary, or like a what's that other word? There's a stronger version of that. It's like there's a legendary, and then there's a something else kind of.
I think it's legendary, artifact, and something else.
Yeah.
I just forget the something else one. But that's what he tells you. It'll take me about probably a solid day to read through all of this, but this is what I can tell you.
How do we
it's
procure the
Ada,
usage of the item?
You would have to hold on to the item itself, go into a place of worship, and then attune to it. However, since it was formed from a celestial being itself, it might not allow itself to be wielded by someone improper, impure, maybe unlawful. I'm not entirely sure myself.
So you're saying, does impure mean somebody who has something that's wrong with them, or impure as in their intentions?
Potentially just someone unlawful. I'm not exactly sure. It's written in a strange, archaic form.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's possible that only someone lawful can wield it.
Oh.
They're
Is
involved.
Nikolai lawful?
Neutral, good. In my intentions, I don't know if I can say that out loud in Nikolai, but
What are you, Ada? Are you lawful? Or
Lawful
your alignment?
neutral.
you're what?
Lawful neutral.
Wait, lawful neutral?
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Oh, wait.
Oh, it sounds right there. Yeah.
It's
Lawful.
wait, what?
Yeah, I looked at the character sheet. Out of game, I did. It said that.
Lawful neutral?
Yeah.
Oh no, neutral. Okay, yeah. So you can be neutral. You can be true
Yeah.
neutral because the neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
It just means you're like more on the scale of doing right, but also not screwing someone over.
Yeah, you
basically
want.
it is.
Yeah. So you don't care if someone's bad or good as long as they use the right means to figure out the solution.
Crystal does state to you guys, the book can still amplify your ability modifier, but everything else might not be able to be accessed if the book isn't able to be connected to one another. So you still get the +2 to modifier.
It's up to, okay.
So that's
So essentially, you can still use the book. You just can't, even if you're not lawful. It just you cannot use the full extent of it.
Sorry, I clicked that again. I was trying to close it.
So it's still viable to anyone that isn't lawful. It's just you don't get everything.
Gotcha.
But Quetzal does hand Ada the book back. He doesn't steal it, becomes an evil big bad guy. No. He's just a flower shop owner. But he does come over towards you. Well, he comes over to the counter and grabs this soul wand, this weird sun wand. He picks up. He hits it on the ground, and someone try to stop him. Try up to you. It doesn't
do
look
I have
menacing or threatening.
How much
Can I
time
ask
do I
a
have?
You have time. He's picking up right now.
He's picking up the wand.
Staff.
I'm gonna.
Sense. Can I do a sense motive?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight. Ada, you were saying something?
Just saying, what are you doing?
No, that was
Awesome.
that was honestly easier. Quetzal looks towards you. All of you look kind of hurt, more or less. I was planning to heal you. No offense, I'd rather not
Oh.
have blood on the ground. Nikolai, examining his word patterns, he just seems like he wants to make sure you guys don't bleed everywhere.
Word patterns.
It's a job.
You mean his language of talk?
Yeah. Hearing him say that, I'll just kind of look around, and if there's any blood, I will clean it up with prestidigitation.
Okay.
Just to be like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
He hits the ground, and the light from the staff itself wafts over in a 30-foot radius, what I think is enough. If it's not
You
enough,
got a 1. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
he comes over into the epicenter to make sure he hits everyone. If it's not, the range isn't far enough, and he heals everyone for 5 points of health.
I'm close. I'm not full yet, but yeah.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
re-knit your wounds back together, so you're no longer bleeding out. Dusty, it was mainly Nikolai and a lot of Quinn that was bleeding out. Quinn's like down to half
Yeah.
because of the boxes you guys kept opening. But he puts the staff back down. But once again, welcome to my shop.
Yeah.
You do hear like some shouts in the background. They're not close here yet, but you do hear like footsteps in the ground, like marching, heading towards, the church area you guys just left.
I have some other questions. Wetzel? Is that how do I say your name?
Quetzal.
Wetzel. Yes.
You can just call me
are
Quest
you-
still, or whatever you like.
Yeah, Crystal.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you familiar with different planes of existence by chance? I'm curious. I'm doing some research.
Mainly the Feywild, but I do know some things about other things.
Do you know anything about this sketch I made? I went to another plane and there was black everywhere, and then I saw a ship, and then there was this thing that was sitting on it, and I give him the sketch of the mind flare that I drew.
You depict the Mind Flare, the weird ship, and that weird miasmic flow of energy around you. From what I can tell, you went to the Astral Sea. I suggest you don't do that, or else you'll probably die next time.
Okay.
This thing... I'm gonna have to make him roll a history check. It's a +2. It's still pretty good. 17.
Okay.
From what I can tell, this thing... Well, I didn't know it comes from there. That's very good to know. Or is from there. Or can get there.
I'm just-
Concerning.
Yeah,
this
that's where.
thing
Yeah,
is-
very.
And from what I remember, based off lore and context clues I have from some of my drow patrons, it's known as a mind flare. Don't get near it, it'll likely fry your brain.
Okay. Yeah. I that's good advice. You can keep that sketch if you want to. I'm okay.
I don't really need it, but okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He nods his head. Alright. But yes, Mind Flare, Astral Sea. Don't know how you got there. I suggest not going back. It's possible you might accidentally connect to a place you're familiar with.
Can
And
they anchor you to a plane?
They are, from what I can tell and have been told, very capable with magic not seen on the surface that often. So I don't know their exact skill set, so I probably wouldn't risk it.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep on looking around. I'm gonna look at all your magic items and such.
Oh, many of them are not magical. They're in fact ingrained from natural properties themselves.
Okay.
But feel free to take a look. But he gets back to the group while Nikolai's perusing. Now then, anyone else? Does anyone know why some of he looks out through the window, like more marching guards heading towards the epicenter of town? What's going on in town?
They're doing a routine maintenance thing as Nikolai waves his hand.
Nikolai, roll deception with advantage.
Oh god.
You guys haven't lied to him yet, so why would he think
Yeah,
you're
of
lying now? He nods. All right. Just want you to know. It's a little weird, but okay. Anyone else need anything? Discerning information, tincture information, potions, items, scrolls. Honestly, no one really comes
I'm a little-
here.
I'm kind of a little interested in these books that you have over here, and then I'll point to the colored books. Particularly this purple one over here. When I entered the circle, I seemed to connect with it a little bit.
Oh, the Landman books. Yes. He comes over. Well, these books I was using to look down at the newly destroyed magical circle he had to, in order for you guys not to be affected. I was using them to fine-tune a few things here and there. While most of my things have been made not with magic, I have used magical properties to enhance them sometimes. For some reason, certain attributes weren't allowed, or I can't gain access to them in this city for some reason, so I've been using these books to bypass that. The book, he looks towards the purple one, that you mentioned beforehand, is a book of elements. It discerns from Genasi, the Jinn, and things of that nature. Things of the elemental planes.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
All right. He nods, not
So,
not sure, and worried if he's going to say the wrong thing, so he doesn't say anything at all.
no worries for on my end. I was just really interested because, yes, I am connected to the elemental plane, so it's.
He then opens the book, and you can see there's a name on there. It's not the person took things from. It is a different person. Well, this book was given to me by one Farafe. A very interesting. I don't want to sound rude, but indentured Jinn, magical person that can grant wishes.
What?
They had 2 wishes left. I asked them for a way to tap into their energy, and the last one I asked them to set themselves free because I didn't want to have ownership of someone else. That kind of feels messed up.
I'm actually very similar to you in the fact that I also draw my power from a Jinn.
Oh, I no, the book draws it from the Jinn. Well, the elemental plane itself now. I no longer have access to that Jinn. I honestly met them once after finding them in a giant glass crystal jar. There was some weird swirling vortex in there. Opened it, Jinn. Had 2 witches left.
Did they do some karaoke and some dancing?
No. That was the lamp. Different place to the left.
Yeah. I think I heard a story.
But again, felt weird owning a magical creature that can grant me wishes. I feel like that bite me in the end. So first wish, able to access elemental planes. Second one, let them go free. And with information, Dust, you know that Fairfay is an elemental Jinn of various powers and natures. They have come to the shop often and not from time to time, and they were one of the people that you were interested in observing, but they were a little too strong for you to tell if you took it from them. They would notice.
Yeah, no, I probably would have come across them.
They are known as a prismatic elemental, which means they have more than one element attributed to them.
Wow.
Oh.
You're talking about just the one book?
That one book alone.
Okay.
Well, I did have dealings with that Jinn in the past, and they were quite upstanding, in my opinion.
Yes. From what I can tell, based off of their information alone, they somehow gain power from other elementals that worship them or help them out. Don't really know. Didn't really ask. Felt weird to intrude. But the other books do other things as well. Like take, for example, the white one that draws from the celestial plane itself. The red one draws from the pits of hell. The gray one draws from the natural order of law. The blue one goes from the plane of existence of matter, and the last one deals with anti-magic.
Matter and matter.
Like the very instances and beings that we reside in, or on, or ourselves, or how we draw magic from. He like takes a small little piece of wood, like from the counter, like this. Like things can be drawn out from just this alone. Not a lot, but enough.
Okay.
It's often how druids use their magic as well.
Interesting.
I like to think so. But yes, that is the reason, potentially, why you were drawn to this area. It's a lot of potency here.
Yeah. What?
Okay. Yes. No.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. That was a lot of information in that. And what kind of things do you sell here out in general?
Non-magical attributed spells and powers. As mentioned beforehand, not a lot of people come down here. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. He like scratches his head, like to not feign pity, but like not a lot of people come to this shop because it's not well known. And if you go to a magical shop and they don't make items out of magic, you kind of just veer to the left and go to like the alchemist, the regular magic shop. So not a lot of people come here. So when he states that, you're kind of curious. Okay, how do you do that? Maybe and Queso does state. But other than people's own viewpoints, I do make spell scrolls, items. I'm able to bring out the elemental properties themselves back into something or someone. Take, for example, like a stained glass doorway. I'm able to bring out the earthy feel of it or the fire feel of it, as those two elements were used to create that stained glass.
Wetzel?
Yes.
I look him right in the eye, and I hold up my bottle of whiskey. Can you bring the whiskey bottle and make it infinite whiskey?
Oh god, not again.
That's going to cost a lot of money. It's possible, but...
And I how much time is left on it, Dogma?
Like a day, maybe 2.
I turn it upside down and I start... Well, I take a glass out of my pack and I start pouring the glass full, and I turn the... And you can clearly tell that the bottle is starting to empty, but then it continues to pour into the glass.
Mm-hmm. There's like a good inch of it left, like it looks like in the glass, but it's still pouring way more than that. Quetzal does state. Yeah, even though it's infinite, that stain's gonna be there a while. Again, it's gonna cost a lot of money. A lot.
A lot? How much is a lot?
About 5,000 gold.
Well, yeah, just for infinite whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Nikolai.
Do you want it?
I don't really drink that often, but for like offering, I'm more than willing to share a drink with you all.
Okay. Oh well,
Nikolai, all spells take some form of compensation.
Well, I mean, I knew that it was. I'll just drink this and look around.
Are you still like emptying it out while you're walking around?
I'm just like I'm kind of like taking the last ounce, or not like using the bottle to its full potential. Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, instead of letting those stain, I'll just use prestidigitation to clean up Nikolai's mess.
Quetzal does mouth, thank you. But looking at this, you can tell that Quetzal is able to help you guys out. Not in the way you intended, because he already did that, which is incredible. He just can't honestly read you the entire scripture of the book itself. It does have stories and stuff like that, but his spell is not long enough for him to go through the entire book, unless it's going to take a while. But other than that book information, which you now have, Quetzal does do a whole bunch of other things. He does spell scrolls without the necessity to cast spells into it. But he does create magical objects and items that do attribute non-magical properties. Basically, he can make gear that is technically non-magical. He is a druid by trade and brings out the essence of the thing already there, rather than bringing in magic into it. Now, he can enhance it with magic, sure, but he can also just let things work themselves out and create a natural fireball or a natural healing wand and things like that.
Okay. So if I was to let him work on my chakram for a little bit, he could potentially make it even stronger, or would that be an enhancement or bringing out the natural aspect of it?
He'd likely be able to bring out the enhancement of the metal, the steel, and the magic. He would just need time to work with that.
Okay.
So it would be an enhancement, definitely. But it would also just be bringing out what's already there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He can also just straight up enhance it as well.
I was about to ask, how much time do we have in this area?
Right now, there's you've been here. I'm gonna say like at least 30 minutes, and more like foots on the ground are being presented to you. As long as no one like, I'm gonna give you this already. Quetzal told you not a lot of people come here, so you probably have a good amount of time in the shop. You chose well. But once you leave is the real problem. The more time you spend here, the harder it is going through the streets.
Okay.
I will ask Quetzal for his recommendation. What would be your recommendation? You helped us out. We'd like to help you out. At least I would.
Oh, well, it's been some time.
I would love to help you. If you need anything, I completely agree with Dust. He's on the moral path, and I feel like I owe Dust a lot of favors. And then, so anything that you need, I'll give you a solid.
You mind not continuing to drop that liquor on the ground?
It's just try to get clean.
I am perfectly clean. I just things.
No. Like quite literally dropping it when you're holding it. You look down and you see, because you did not say you stopped doing it. It's still upside down on the ground, pouring.
I'm still trying to clean it up after him.
My bad. I stopped pouring it.
You flip it back the normal way it should be. He just says thank you. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Honestly, I'm still not cool with you drinking in my shop, but I'll let one thing slide.
I never... Did I actually drink it?
You said you brought out a cup. Sorry.
Yeah, but I never... I mean, I said that I was going to use it to the fullest, but I didn't know if I actually, you didn't make me roll for anything.
I thought you were just day drinking, honestly.
Oh.
That's fine. If you were drinking, you were drinking, but other than that, you didn't say you stopped spilling the drink. He does state towards you. Anything you like is perfectly fine. I'm not asking you for your service or your patronage unless you want to. I don't know what you do. Honestly, you were all at the other alchemist shop in the area. So it's entirely up to you to do what you want to do. I can help you out depending on what
and parties, but we don't do bar fights. We do all the things that typical entertainers do, but nothing bar fighty.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can. If you do entertaining, I can do some magical items that give you prestidigitation, thaumaturgy, and things like that.
Yeah.
It depends on how professional you are, I can make them
I'm-
permanent or like a few times.
I'm like, if you know of any professionals, like famous ones, I'm like above them in professional. There's been I kind of slipped on my fame, and I've been going downhill, but I was up there. Yeah.
The only professionals I know in town are Tripwire and Volt. They're a bard. I think their band's called like Tripwire or High Voltage. I forget which one. I think they go through many. They're performing right now at the town square. If you like,
Well,
check them out.
I used to be a professional sword juggler, and I also did a little bit of flame swallowing, but that was in my olden days. So. Yeah.
All right. I think they go from town to town performing. So maybe talk with them if you want to continue on your legacy.
Yeah. I kind of like got mixed up, and I was trying to turn my life around.
Oh, okay.
That's...
Entirely up to you. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You now know of the traveling bards that are currently performing in town. They honestly are there. That's just not me making it up. They quite literally are in town. I didn't think they'd come
Okay.
up though. Quetzal does stay. But yeah, if you are performers, I can create you some tinctures and things like that for it. Like I can get you like some potions so you can like breathe fire or like ice and things like that. I don't know. I've had to dabble in many things since not a lot of people want to buy the. Well, I call it natural magic. They call it hocus pocus, which is weird because we quite literally have magic everywhere.
Yeah. It's like people that don't understand something, and they just call it freaking something that they don't understand. Like they just make a name for it because they don't understand it. Yeah.
I mean, which is fair. There are some people out there in the world that like sell snake oil. That does nothing.
I
mean,
Yeah.
by itself, it does nothing. So don't just buy snake oil.
What about those traveling merchants that try to like make you draw a card? You ever met one of those?
I think those are just performers.
Well, they make you draw like a card, and then they like do it for fun, and then they like see if it's like a curse card or like one of those like the decks of things that you have, and then they see if you get like a curse, and it's funny for them.
No, I recommend not doing that and just punching them in the face.
Oh yeah.
But I digress. Do you need anything while you're here? You're more than welcome to stay. Honestly, I don't get that much business. If you don't buy anything, it's perfectly fine. I'm just going to still do the things I intended to do today.
How? I mean, you have spell scrolls. How strong? I mean, oh wait, excuse me. Sorry, my manners. Ada, did you have something?
Oh no, continue. I'll let you finish.
Did you have a spell scroll of something powerful? Like, what was the most powerful spell scrolls that you have?
I have Chain Lightning, Thunderball, and from what I can remember, Firewall.
What was the second one?
Chain Lightning, Fireball, and Wildfire.
Oh.
I thought you said I thought you said Thunderball, and I was just like, oh, that's a new one.
I blinked in real life, and I was like, what? Yeah.
I also have plenty of cantrips, spell scrolls, and plenty of level 1s and level 2s.
Do you have a spell called Fabricate?
Let me check. I'm gonna have to check his list. You can honestly just tell me while I'm looking it up.
Oh, I can tell you what Fabricate is?
Yeah. I honestly don't know it, so I'm gonna have to look at the sheet. Or you can just tell me.
Fabricate is a level 4 transmutation spell. You convert raw materials into products of the same material. For example, you can fabricate wood into a bridge from a clump of trees, a rope from a patch of hemp, clothes from fabric or wool. You choose to fabricate a larger or smaller object within a 10-foot cube. It has more to the thing. Basically, you take an item and you can make a material big from a little small piece of something.
Unfortunately, he doesn't, but it fits his character, so I'm going to say he does. Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, nice. With that, if I wanted to have one of those, how much would that be?
Well, it's a 4th level spell scroll, so it costs. Well, I can make it again. It just takes some time. That's a problem with the way I do things. It takes a lot longer. So I'm afraid that'll run you around 800 gold.
800 gold. Yeah. I can do that. Are you sure? What about like 700?
Roll persuasion, Nikolai.
Wow.
I mean, no one's really buying it. It's not on demand, so I don't mind giving it a discount. He goes over to his spell scroll section, picks one out. Some of them begin to fall. He quickly catches them, comes back over. All right.
And I hand him 700 gold.
You hand him 700 gold. He hands you the scroll. All right. Honestly, usually only like. I'm gonna be honest. Not a lot of people come here. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but my parents left me a lot of money. It's kind of how I've been running things without a lot of people coming here.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. The only people that honestly shop here are very wealthy nobles, people that just want to get away from the world and go with more natural things, and weirdos. And then, like, on and off against some random people that have enough cash. Yeah. Take that however you want. Look towards Dustin, Adai. Would you look to like anything?
I'm rather interested in your natural items that you create.
Oh, sure.
What's one that you're particularly proud of?
He quickly comes over back here, grabs something from the counter. You can tell that it's a weird prismatic sphere. It looks more like a marble than anything else. He shows it you behind the counter. He then presents it to you. This here is known as a scrying orb, but it's portable. This has the scrying spell within it already casted within, and it recharges once every day. So long as you have a name of someone, a piece of hair, some article of clothing perhaps, if it's, a one-time stand thing, no judgment, or maybe like a lineage name, you would be able to scry on them.
And would this be a one? So it recharges it every day?
Yes.
Oh, nice. How much would this be?
This itself, I find it honestly a little intrusive, but I did want to see if I could make it. Since it's so small, you can honestly hide it. Which is why I placed it at 900 gold.
That is a very handy item to have.
Yes, but I also don't want a weirdo getting it. Like, no offense to you, but I have had met a whole bunch of people that were like super into a girl or guy, and then like I'm not gonna finish that sentence, but you can imagine.
Yeah. No. I understand, and you got to protect your own. So,
yeah.
Maybe in the future I might come back.
More than welcome to. It'll be back here. He comes over, puts it back down, and then comes back around. There are other things I've made. It's just the most I'm proud of because I set myself to do something and I managed to do it.
You're definitely a very, how do I say it, accomplished craftsman.
Thank you.
And as a craftsman myself, I am in awe of that. I myself, I do jewelry. In fact, I made this lamp, and I'll lift up my lamp. I made this lamp myself.
You lift the lamp, and he looks at it, and examining it, he does state, "Huh, interesting. From what I can tell." He looks at it like He begins to say some small things here and there to himself, but ultimately he does look towards you. It's quite fascinating. Honestly, it's quite strong. Excellent craftsmanship.
Oh, yes. It is
Yes. I like
one of my many it is my masterpiece as of this moment. So, this is what I'm most proud of.
Fair enough. There are, as I mentioned beforehand, other things we make, but obviously we do have our favorites, whether it's something we've recently made or things like that. So I can completely understand your lantern being as your most compelling argument to your craft.
Yes.
Right. But again, I have other things if you'd like to purchase those or check those out. But he does look towards Ada. Is there anything you like?
Ada hesitates. Could I talk to you alone for a moment?
Of course.
I just want to see if you can help me with something. That's all.
Sure. He comes over to the other side of the room.
Ada looks down on her hands and she looks up. I woke up something inside of me that shouldn't have awakened, if I could say that. This necklace, she points at the amulet. It keeps it in. Like it keeps it from doing bad things that'll hurt people. And I had to take it off, and now it's awake, and I personally have no idea what to do.
Is it a type of possession or something that's already
Yes.
in you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. If it's a possession, there's multiple ways of dealing with this. One would be going into your mind and basically fighting it within yourself, taking control and harnessing it out. Another would be getting another type of amulet, much like your own, and reinforcing the binding. A third would be going to a high-level cleric and making sure that they're able to bless you. And there's a spell known as Greater Restoration that might be able to abate it for some time, even make it go slumbering once more. Depending on how strong it is, it might be able to get rid of it altogether. Another way would be potentially to cast the resurrection spell, which would mean you would have to die, but also at the same time be brought back. Most of the time, being resurrected clears you of ailments, if this is one, or would be considered one. I don't really know what it is, but based on the information you've given me, those are the best chances I can see right now.
How would I do the other things? The first two. The going into my mind and finding another amulet. Like, where would I find one? How would I get into my own mind and such?
Getting to your mind is a very difficult thing to do. You would need a high-level mage, likely wizard, to do so. There is an old library near Isle, the city, not the continent. We're quite literally in the continent, so that would make no sense. That you would need to go to perhaps find a wizard that can help you dive into your mind. It's something known as going into the ethereal. It's something, looks towards Nikolai did, but in a more personal level.
What?
He looks towards you. He doesn't say this out loud.
You're far enough away, Nikolai. They're far enough away you wouldn't hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought I heard my name for a second. My bad.
No, you did.
Yeah.
He gets more quieter to make sure no one else overhears. A high-level wizard. The library itself is known as. Let me look at the name. Oh, well, that's dumb. I think I just ripped this off from history. The Library of Alexandra.
Internet. Okay, thank you.
It's north of Isle, the city. Finding wizard there would be the most, I suppose, closest option you can take. The amulet or finding another amulet of that nature. There are two ways of doing it. That one is to find someone with the same ailment and see what they have to offer. Perhaps finding someone that deals with lycanthropy or someone that deals with ghostly possession and things of that nature. I can tell you two of those options, like two of those locations, but the third way, or at least the second way, this is probably confusing, but the second way of getting an amulet is to make one yourself, finding the ingredients and, well, having someone forge it for you. If you know more of your amulet, it's possible.
Yeah, it's good to know. That's good to know.
Of course. If you
Thank
like information on a ghost individual or a vampire, let me know.
Alright. I think that'll be enough. Thank you. I just need to know.
Of course. I'll keep this to myself, as you clearly want this to be a secret.
Mhm.
He nods, and then comes over to the rest of the game. Oops.
Quetzal, I do have one question.
What's that?
You have an item that, when you were making it came out a little unexpected?
As in stronger, not what I was going for. Okay.
Maybe not necessarily what you were going for, but like a pleasant surprise.
There is one, but it was very strange. He goes over, gets the counter, comes back, and he shows you a pair of pants. Like, quite literally a pair of pants. These.
Okay.
No.
What happens with them?
Well, what I was trying to do is I was trying to forge. A nice gentleman came in by and asked for a suit, a tie, a pair of pants, and the coat to make sure that they never get dirty or things of that nature. When I was forming everything else came out great. When I was forming the pants, the spell went awry, and, well, unfortunately, they do get dirty still. Like, even more so than normal pants. Like, he shows you. He, like, puts it on the ground, picks it back up, and it's, like, covered in a whole bunch of dust. Like, you can tell that his shop isn't honestly that dirty. Like, there's probably some small bits in here that you obviously can't pick up everything, but the amount of dust that got onto the pants was way more than you expected. But that wasn't the weird part. He then, like, shows you the pocket and, like, puts in his entire hand up to the shoulder into the pocket and then puts it back out.
Oh?
Deep pockets.
You mean
Pocket.
like how deep?
That's just laughs.
Are they heavy?
No, pretty light. They're pants.
That's just laughs. How much for this?
Well,
I love it.
You're a dusty boy, aren't you?
Honestly, the noble already paid for it, so I'm just gonna give
Oh,
you the
come
cost
on.
of the material, which is 500 gold.
Man, that doesn't get even a chuckle, man. That was a tough crowd, man.
Oh yeah. 500.
Honestly, Nikolai, I wanted you to avoid it, so I said nothing. Quetzal does state, from what I theorize, I might have accidentally gone into a different plane of existence, so there might be other things in the pocket. Just letting you know. I honestly have no idea.
Yes. Trying to think.
Wait, how much? Do you need more money?
Yeah, I'm like 25 gold short.
Oh, here we go.
You can always, like Nikolai did, roll persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, did you want to give these to him for like a couple less?
Yeah, no.
Like,
I'm thinking
can I
here
give
for a
you
second.
advantage?
I will.
I mean, this guy, his name is Dust. He can have dusty pants. That makes sense, right? I mean, it's like
Oh, that was
comic
never gonna
gold.
happen.
Do you
Oh,
happen to have the spell Summon Fae?
I do. He comes over, and takes the scroll. Yes.
Oh, I was kind of hoping to do a little bit of trade and bring down the price a little bit.
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose I can buy this scroll off of you.
Hmm.
Honestly,
Well, I also kind of want.
thinking back on it, he did state that he has a lot of information on Fae, which is likely why he has.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he did that naturally, so yours on a spell scroll would be something he can buy. That's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
So that would help.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'll Okay. Yeah. No. Let's do that. I bought the Summon Fae scroll for a purpose, but soon after I purchased it, the spell that I was wanting to acquire came to me through how I get my powers. So, I would like to do a trade,
Wait. Ooh.
and as well as give you some gold. So I'll essentially hand him the Summon Fae scroll that I have.
The buyback cost is pretty high. Not a lot of people try to summon Fae as they're very trickstery. But I'll give you the best price I can. Let's call it 300 gold, maybe 400 gold.
300 gold. Well, why don't we cut that right in the middle and 350?
Fair enough.
Okay.
He gives you that amount. You give him the scroll. Right. Do you exchange the rest for the pants?
Yeah, the rest of the 350 gold and the scroll for the pants.
Okay. You do so. He gives you them, and he does state. Also, Dust, you now have. It's a weird way I phrased it in my notes, but it does read Pants of Dimension. Make that however you will.
Are they do you know the item, the handy haversack?
I know of it, but I don't have exact information.
Basically the handy haversack.
It's similar to the bag of holding in fact that it can carry more than it's supposed to, but it has a weight limit.
What was the
I believe.
Yeah, it's similar to the handy haversack.
Okay.
The handy haversack is bigger. I was thinking of.
Quetzal does state to you. You can write it however you will, but basically the pants work. You can put anything you want in there so long as they fit into pants pockets. Technically, a blade can fit in there, but let's say a dragon skull, probably not. Unfortunately, they aren't very stretchable. But maybe a bird or something like that can definitely go in there. Things that go inside of the dimensional pockets are able to survive in there for an unknown indefinite time. Meaning, he probably stuck his head in there and see what would happen, and didn't want to go beyond a certain point. Quetzal does tell you he stuck his head in the pockets for 10 minutes, but afterwards he was kind of more freaked out and put his head out, so he does tell you. And I don't know if it can go longer, but 10 minutes is definitely viable. In fact, I didn't feel like I needed to breathe in there. That being said, I did find a few things randomly in there. So at random intervals, or maybe there is a pattern, I don't really know, you might find things randomly in your pockets.
That is all the more adventure.
Anything you can put in, you can just think about and recall it back into your hand once you put it inside. So like a bag of holding, you can put stuff inside, grab it, and grab it back out.
Okay. And then We don't know a definite size quite yet, but there is a chance of random features as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this was an accident. Quetzal created.
Hmm.
What is this? Yes. Right. If you like, I can also create you some things, but that will take time, I'm afraid. Definitely more than a day.
I think we'll, at least me personally, I think we'll have to think about it. And
Of course.
Yeah. Do we have anything else? I'm not sure if we need. I think I've found everything that I've been looking for, but
We
Do we-
should possibly get going.
yes,
Okay.
we should.
All right then. Perfectly more than welcome to come back to the flower shop anytime you like. He like smiles, frowning towards you. You can tell that this guy's not a bad guy. Potentially, you honestly don't know. His ulterior motives. But when you hear like we should probably go for the rest of your group, you do hear a lot of foot traffic around. It doesn't feel like the common day. It feels like a lot of boots, a lot of metal just going through the streets.
Alrighty.
There's a pattern to it though, so make that however you will.
I think we'll just kind of come at the door and
that. Nikolai is stepping outside of the door, and then I will, as I step over, I will cover. Like, let's see if I can. I'm gonna try to do this so that I cannot make Wetzel, because Wetzel's facing. He stopped facing me, right?
He's currently fixing the magical circle he had to destroy to help you guys out.
Okay, I don't know if I need to do anything to reaction to this, but I'm going to step out of the door, I'll throw my hood up, and then I'm going to move and change myself into not being Nikolai. I'm going to go back into being
Grog.
Grok.
Okay.
Yeah.
or you can do just some random person.
I could be a plebeian or some kind of peasant person, but I mean I like being Grok because nobody cares about Grok.
Honestly, true. Hurtful. Stepping outside, changing your form once more to an entity you know, you do see like a 5 guards just walking the streets, looking towards you. They nod, wave, salute. Then they continue down the street. Like 10 seconds after that, you do see another wave of guards coming through. It's not the same guards as that friendly guard that nodded towards you. Just looks at you, mean mugs, and then just continues to walk the streets. 20 seconds after that, same thing. 30 seconds after that, same thing. 10 seconds after that, same thing. 10 seconds after that, same thing. 20 seconds after that, same thing. 30 seconds after that, same thing. 10 seconds after that, same thing. And so on and so forth.
You're saying so 30, 20, 10, 10, 20, 30?
Yeah. Well, technically, it's 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30.
Oh, I thought you went. I thought you went. Oh.
I got lost.
I might have screwed up. Sorry. I probably should have made that a lot clearer.
Gotcha.
By the way, you can tell that there's a definite pattern of sweeps.
Gotcha. I'm gonna message Dust. Let me throw that out there. Actually, are we standing outside of his shop, or are we not standing outside of the shop? Because if we'd have to do more stealth checks if we step outside, right?
I mean, yes. Right now, you can like step outside of the door, and you're fine. But that's you, since you're the only one that changed.
Yeah, I'm gonna message. I'm gonna talk to him because I'm right outside the door. I'm gonna talk to him through the door and say, hey, there's like a pattern to the thing. I'm gonna go look for somebody of the Thieves Guild, and then have them procure a location, and then barter with them and see if we can find a spot to go.
I'll just kind of reply. We should probably get to some place safe before you go and search for the Thieves Guild. We can't stay here.
where is someplace safe? The sewers?
Potentially.
We're going back to the sewers.
I think the sewers is the safest place.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Okay. Kind of scout out a nearby entrance to the sewers, and we'll prepare. Get ready. Okay. Then I'll turn to everybody. We'll want to. They're going to be looking. So we'll want to hide our identities as much as possible.
Okay. Who here is really good at hiding?
Quinn steps up.
Okay. Vera and Quill, are you guys good at hiding?
No. Thinking back on things, Quinn was pretty well hidden when, he was going to ambush you. You guys noticed Quill, almost immediately.
Okay. Dust, I don't know about you being stealthy, but I don't know.
Vera can hunt, track things, but her stealth is kind of mediocre. It's okay, but not the best. Vol themselves is more of a druid, less stealth.
I'm not thinking more of
I'm
stealth.
personally
Just
not
kind
good
of.
at hiding.
Well, I know, but this will give us a higher chance of less of us not failing.
Vol looks towards you. Go ahead, Dust.
We just need kind of a way to go unseen for a little bit.
But if we go unseen, if we have two people that are not seen at all, then we have a less likelihood of not being seen.
Vol then states, let me try something.
Okay.
Goes over here to Quetzal. Quetzal? Yes. Do you have something that helps us with, not being heard or detected? Can I ask why? One night stand situation? Oh, okay. No judgment. Goes over to the area he's been getting stuff, comes back. This is known as stealth powder. You place it around your feet, and it'll increase your dexterity, stepping. You basically will be easy to get out of anyone's room if, you kind of want to forget that. No judgment. He puts it down. 10 gold. Puts down 10 gold. Thank you. Try not to break any hearts, he says, jokingly, worried.
I'll call back. She already has.
Well,
I'm just trying to get Vol to blush.
I cast invisibility on Dust and Quill.
Unfortunately, she is too intelligent. No, her intelligence is just +1. Unfortunately, no, that's still a 13. There's some pinkness to it. Unless someone was actually looking at her, you would not be able to tell. But Dust is not invisible.
Yeah, Nikolai, you would also know that Dust can actually change his appearance magically as well.
Okay, well, I knew that, so it's actually Vera that I turned invisible.
Vera's
so
now invisible.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Doing this, Vol then looks at the tag that she got.
I cast that at 2nd level, by the way.
Good to know.
Because that's 2 people, but yeah.
I don't want to ruin the shot, but go ahead and roll Wild Magic.
Oh. Yeah.
I think.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
It might be also just a good idea that we can do that kind of.
I'm standing outside, but I'm in the doorway, but still, I guess.
Yeah. Vol flips the while you're doing that. Vol flips the card, reading the directions of the powder. Okay, this gives us a +5 to our stealth. Don't drink it, eat it, or put it in your eyes. She puts it on her shoes and hands it over towards the people. Does anyone do what she told you not to?
Nope.
No, I am agreeing with what she said.
What was that?
But
Unfortunately, you cut out for me.
I said no.
Okay.
I will use disguise self with my face mask of many faces.
Mhm.
and I will still remain a tabaxi, just a little chubbier and long silver fur.
Okay. Change your form to be someone that you're technically not. With the stealth and everything else, no one honestly would be able to pick you out of the corner. You can go ahead and roll stealth, but honestly, with your new look, they would not be able to spot you. But to make sure no one else is potentially seen, that would be the only reason you would need to roll stealth. Nikolai, you able to change your form as well. Same pattern for you. Vera, invisible, so she just needs to roll stealth with advantage, which is perfectly fine for her. Quill gets a +5 thanks to the powder. Quinn gets a +5 thanks to the powder. Ada, you can go ahead and roll stealth, and then an additional +5 to your stealth roll.
Question, a quick out of game question. If my stealth's -1, would I just get +4 then?
Yeah.
Okay. Bad when I roll. Oh, that wasn't good anyways. That's a 14.
I mean, you don't know how dangerous it is right now, and I'm going for total team rolls, so not completely terrible.
Is this a door?
Do you want Nikolai and I to roll, or do we just automatically pass?
You automatically pass, but if you want to like potentially increase the median, you're more than welcome to.
What do I roll for stealth? Do I just roll stealth, or do I add any pluses to that?
Stealth advantage, both of you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll roll it to hopefully get higher medium.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, the median here would be 16. With the advantage of you two, it goes up to 17. So yeah, it does help out a lot. So Ada, you're perfectly fine. Don't worry about the 14.
Is the door open for right here?
The door is open. Nikolai, as you step out, you can see that some of the guards notice you, but pay no mind since you're not someone they're looking for. Looking around you do see a sewer, the street to the south of here. And you can go around and maybe meet.
How far is the sewer drain?
The sewer drain, you can definitely get there within like 60 feet. It's on the other side of the street.
I teleport into the sewer drain.
Weren't you gonna go meet a?
That was my wild magic. That was my wild magic surge.
Oh, Nikolai just disappears out of nowhere. He then pops out his head back in from the sewer drain, looking at you guys.
Okay.
Well, that's something.
Do you guys follow?
Yeah, we'll follow, and then at like just after, in between like the 30-second interval, I think that's when we'll try to get into we'll take turns getting into the sewer.
All right.
When we can.
The first group comes in without too much of an issue, then second, and then when the 30-second interval happens, half of your team rushes. Thankfully enough, 16/17 is enough to do it. The check was at 14 now, so you guys did real good. Heading in, moving forwards in time, the next 30-second interval happens, and the rest of the team does sprint forwards, allowing your team in total to get down without too much of an issue.
Yay! Did I cast the other one on Quill?
You cast it on. Actually, you never
Vera?
had someone.
Vera.
I meant to say Vera and. Well, I thought Dust, but I forgot he could polymorph, so I was gonna do Vera and Quill.
Okay.
But.
Then I should have rolled her advantage.
Yeah, but that's okay. I must have. Yeah, I didn't state that it was second or third level, but yeah.
But yeah, you are able to do it. But I forgot. Vera and Vol aren't here. They are there technically. I just forgot to bring them here.
They're able if they can be invisible as long as they don't attack anything or cast do any attacks or spells.
But once here, I'm going to say Vera does ask. weren't you gonna go and speak with your hoodlum friends?
Oh,
Quinn does state, I think you mean thieves, but sure, hoodlums works too, I guess.
you know.
Weird,
I mean,
weird
okay.
phrasing.
Gosh. I feel like oh, never mind. We'll roll with it because I'm dumb. But okay.
I mean, you can
Never
come
mind.
back out and do that. Honestly,
No. I messed up something for my spells because I haven't. Some of my spells are not spells that I actually have as spells, and I'm like, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So okay, I just realized that I forgot the invisibility spell is because I have the invisibility gem. It's not a spell that I have.
Oh.
Yeah.
So only one person would have been affected.
Well, I could give the gem to Vera, and then she could use it, I suppose. How about that?
Sure. You do so. It doesn't really change anything. I'm actually looking
Yeah.
yeah, thankfully it doesn't change anything. You
Okay.
guys did well. I'm not going to take that away from you. So Vera's the only one invisible. She does hand you the stone after use, so after she decides to let it
Okay.
go, it will leave her. But here, Vol does state, so what now? We can definitely rest here, minus the smell, but we do need to figure things out. Above ground, you do hear some guards wandering the streets. Have you found anything yet? No, Sergeant. Right now, we're still looking around. Damn, I can't believe someone came in here and attacked the loved mayor. How dare they? This makes me so... then the other person makes you, what, sir? Don't really know, but we're gonna go and find them. And then continues to walk. It seems the weird, non-emotional fact is still in town, still in play, which means the person you guys attacked is still here.
I feel like there's just a go-getter.
Well,
I know
we knew it was an kind of more of an item.
But
Didn't
someone
we-
needs to activate it.
Okay.
Like, with this type of effect, this type of feeling, someone needed to activate it. And you're not exactly sure if killing that person will deactivate it, but whatever's in play is still in play. Sorry, I probably should phrase that better.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
item's still affecting the town.
Yeah, we knew that much.
Okay.
So, okay.
Just making it clear. What else was I gonna say? Well, I forgot. Maybe I'll remember it next time. But yes, you're here. What do you guys do?
Well, now that everybody's safe in the sewers, I suppose Nikolai will go and look around for someone that I can find as part of the Thieves Guild.
In the sewers? Or...
No, I'm going back up.
Okay. Going back up into the actual place, you know, that you would be able to find another person. There might be someone in the sewer, you honestly don't know. But getting up there, I want you to go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. Don't know if that's my strength or not, but yeah. It's 18.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring you here then. Eventually, coming back above the sewers, you do find the little shopping district you came before. You see Dust's high elven friend, and then that one stranger that called you out for like swinging a blade inside of the shopping district.
Oh yeah.
Currently, she's just looking at a whole bunch of rugs.
I like.
You do look like a different person, and she did give you a code phrase to say.
Was I Grok when I met her?
No, you were.
I think you were just Nikolai.
Yeah, you were Nikolai.
I was Nikolai out in the open when we were in the market.
No one. Yes, I think you decided to drop it for some reason, and I asked why, and I don't remember the response.
I thought I dropped it after we left the bar, and I was Grok the whole time until the next day.
It's possible.
Okay,
No,
I don't know. I don't know.
The point was you were, because this was on the I can't remember when exactly it was, but yeah, you were Nikolai. You were not Grok. You were in your original. You were in your
Okay,
normal appearance.
Well, I walk up to her, and yeah,
Walking up to her, she's like looking at the
cautiously.
cautiously walking up to her while she's looking at some fabric. She just looks towards you. Evening, and then continues to look.
Hello. I phrase. It's a frick. Damn it! I didn't write it down.
Honestly, it was in.
It's a wonderful evening. Gosh damn it! What the frick is it?
Honestly, you were pretty close. It was a phrase in Thieves' Cant, and she gave you the phrase. So honestly, I'm gonna allow it. Nikolai would be smart enough to remember.
I know I'm not, but
yeah.
It's been like 3 weeks.
It's been a while. The woman looks towards you, and she does state, "It has been a fine evening. Would you like a cup of tea? I do have a shop right down the block if you'd like."
Oh yes, I would love it.
She nods and heads towards this more or less deserted alleyway.
I follow.
You follow. And as soon as that happens, she just looks towards you in a warm, pleasant smile that she had because you're not the person that was swinging the blade randomly in the streets. So what can I do for you?
So I need some help. Mine didn't move my token.
Of course. If you need the help of the Night Owls, more than welcome to.
You know of a place, part of the guild that I can. I have some friends that we are in trouble, and we need to find a place to wait it out so we can look for a person of interest.
What hive do you belong to?
What who?
Hive group.
Out of game. What do I know about this?
Nothing. You have the blade that you know belongs to the blade known as the Dawning Blade or the Thieves' Key. And that's honestly all you know. She did mention her own group, which was the Night Owls.
I do not know of a hive that I originate from. I have.
Can you give me a name of a city? Do you name the origin point of where you got the blade?
I wish I had more understanding of your map, but yes, I named the city.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Honestly, that's what I was banking on you saying. You name Hythe, which was the city you started with,
Hythe,
which is
yeah.
the blade you got from. Man, I'm surprised you didn't ask more about the thieves thing when you first got it. And
I wish
this
I
is what
did.
happens. That's really fine. Oh, then you must belong to the honeybees then.
Yes.
You need a place to stay, or what's exactly going on? Are you trying to lay low right now?
Yeah, lay low. There are a total of 6 of us.
All right.
That yes, and we are needing a place to lay low, and maybe do some reconnaissance if that's possible.
In the city? Or are you asking the Night Owls to do the reconnaissance for you?
No, just more. I mean, maybe one person, but I could do the reconnaissance. I have the ability to be around, but I just need us to be out of the open while the guards are searching.
We could definitely get you into a safe house, but we can talk about, reconnaissance while we're there. She does give you like a small little piece of paper. Take this to your group and meet me there.
Okay.
She nods, and then almost as if she is playing along the role you saw her before, which honestly she was just fine fabric. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a nice day? And she continues to walk through the back alleyway. While in the back alleyway, you do hear her, well, you don't hear her. You hear like a whole bunch of other people around her, like some guy in the back alley that's simply stating, "Fancy dress there, miss. Thank you. You don't mind if I take a look at your purse? I'm pretty sure you have something of mine in there." "No, I don't think I do." You then hear like a snap of like a finger, and you hear like 3 other footsteps coming in the back alleyway. "Oh no, I'm pretty sure you do. So what's it gonna be? We're gonna ruin that pretty dress of yours, or are you just gonna hand over that?" Nikolai, are you trying to help?
I peek my head around the corner because I'm just trying to like I'm hearing this. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see what happens. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Honestly, I thought you were gonna walk away on that notion. But while you're picking around, you do hear. What's gonna
Nikolai's
be,
a
miss?
kind of curious person.
Yeah. We're gonna ruin that pretty dress of yours. You're gonna hand over the purse. Nadia looks towards the blade at her hilt. You can see like she swivels the more or less dress fabric around her, and you see like a blade etched out. You can see it's the same type of dawning blade you possess in your hands. Maybe like on your hands right now, but definitely on you. She brings it out and then looks towards the 3 thugs or ruffians. Looks around, and you can tell like she hasn't drawn her blade out, but it's in her palm now. She looks around, seeing if there's anyone watching. Nikolai, are you gonna like duck back or before she turns towards you, or are you gonna like try to stealthily look?
I'll stealthily look. Like, can I do like is that like 3/4 cover or something or?
That's just stealth. Since you're like behind a place that's good enough angle, I'm gonna give you advantage.
Okay, advantage on the stealth. Okay, not terrible.
When looking around, she notices no one else except for you. She like winks and she thinks you're part of the criminal organization anyway, so it really doesn't matter if you saw. She just knows you're there. Looking towards those 3, she then states, "All right, he seems new, so you might as well get used to this type of line of work." You see the 3 thugs, one of them just stating, "What the hell does that mean?" "Oh, it just means I'm about to kill you." "What?" And immediately stabs him in the neck and rings it through. It gets violent after a while, more so than you thought, and not a drop of blood gets on her dress. They hit the ground almost like after half a minute, and there's like a pool of blood around her. She like looks down and then casts something on the ground, and the blood itself seeps into the ground itself, as if it's being cleaned. And then the 3 bodies are there, and she whistles. This weird pattern whistle, so if you're like paying attention to it, you might be able to recall it. Maybe. Are you trying to? It's entirely up to you. But then like 2 other people come in, like salute towards her. She looks down at the dead bodies. They nod and like drag the dead bodies away.
Okay.
And then she continues on her way.
Okay. I continue. Can I slide past here?
Yeah, technically.
Okay, I slide past here and then I find the next entrance and back to the sewers.
It doesn't take long until you find an entrance to the sewers, or the same entrance you found beforehand. You rolled well, and honestly, no one knows who you are. So you follow the patterns once more and get yourselves back together.
And I hand Ada the note that I got.
Okay.
Here you go.
You. Can I read it?
Yeah, looking at
Sure.
the note itself, you can tell that this is a location within the city itself. It's not like some weird destination. It's in fact in the city, but it's in a more high-end layer of the city itself. So if you're able to get there, you can definitely get there by the sewer system. There just might be a grate in the way that you need to break through, but you definitely can get there.
Well, it's an address. You could get through here, but we probably had to break a grate or something to get through.
You got all that from a note? Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Two.
not great at navigation, but I'm trying my best here.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was an address or like a location or something. I didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. You want to lead the way, or I mean, it seemed like you know your directions.
I've never been here.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know how to get here.
Quill, any navigational sewer?
I can navigate in the woods. No.
It might be a little easier to navigate up top.
Potentially.
But we do risk some being spotted. It's safer down here.
Yeah. Well, suppose.
After a while, after forgetting Vera, she just grabs the note off of Nikolai's hand and then just begins to lead the group.
Okay, yeah, no, well.
Wait, did we see her grab the note?
You see the piece of paper like waving in the
She's
air?
like
and
a
then moving.
ghost.
Yeah.
She's good at defining like directions and ways, so we'll just be like, okay, I guess we're following Vera.
Okay, I like
Oh,
inquisitively follow the floating note in the air.
Following her without too much of an issue, you are able to get there just fine. There's like 2 gates to break, so honestly, anyone that wants to break them can roll athletics checks, or like if you just want to smash with a hammer or a blade, or maybe try to pick it. It's entirely up to you. But the first gate itself is like just getting out of here, which is a simple gate that you're able to move around. With your athletics check, Ada, you like get some type of metal to try to bind or break the lock that's lashing you guys inside. It doesn't seem to want to break completely, but you can tell it's not that difficult to break. You just gotta fight the right angle.
I'm gonna pull out the longsword that I kept in my pack, and I'm gonna like leverage it on the gate and then twist it, see if I can pull it open.
All right. With Ada's help with her own skill check, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Yeah, I was wrong. Damn. Yeah.
Trying to ease the blade inside. It's kind of you're not finding the right perch. Either the blade's too long, or it's just not working properly, as it doesn't want to break. Vera, you just hear Vera in her invisible form. Does anyone know how to pick a lock? Quinn then states, Yeah, I do. Do you mind? All right. He like comes in, accidentally bumps into Vera because he can't see her. She steps back and goes over. I'm gonna roll his sled hand. Da-da-da.
And watch him get like a amazing number.
He only has a +4. 7.
He caught.
I will help him out because I'm pretty.
Is it a lock?
Here's the thing. It's a lock.
Or is it like I have to? Okay, yeah.
It's like one of those gated doorways where it's locked. You can break the lock and it'll roll out, allowing an access point. Or you can honestly just break the bars and like bend them,
okay.
so you can walk through.
Okay.
I'll help him out a little bit with that check because I'm pretty dexterous myself. And
all right, I'll give him advantage then on his next roll. So 1, 2, both 12s. Thankfully enough, you only needed 12.
Oh my goodness.
Which has been rolling bad. He quickly dismantles the mechanism and allows it to unlatch and roll out. As soon as that happens, you eventually get towards the next problem, which is...
Hey, Dogma, you know now that we suck at athletics.
This gate. Alright, it's just behind...
Yeah, and I'm trying again.
What's going on with this gate? Do we have...
I said 2 gates.
My God, what the heck?
Ada breaks her finger.
Ada, you grab like a small piece of wood, bind it into the area. You try to break the log here, but instead it the piece of wood just smashes in on itself, and you get like 3 splinters. You quickly take them out. You take 1 point of damage due to splinter damage, but other than that, nothing severe happens.
Yeah.
I'll go up and try to attempt to pick the lock.
All right. With Adai's help, you do gain advantage, seeing what not to do.
You what?
21.
Nice.
Wait, what the?
Well, 22 if you're talking advantage.
Oh, yeah.
I got a +3 in dexterity. I'm a pretty dexterous guy.
Using the lock, you begin to unlock it, unfurl, and then unlatches. You roll it out, and then people just sigh heavily and grateful that the most difficult thing you had so far is opening a door.
I know, right? It's fun.
Eventually, you are able to get up to the surface just fine. In fact, you're like, how should I phrase this properly? Right now, the guards are looking at the more or less middle class to lower class area, and you don't believe they'll come here.
Mm.
Just a little bit.
So right now, you guys seem fine. I don't know where the rest of your group went. So let's try that again. Yep, you're off screen. You are able to make it to the safe house just fine, and based off of the information you guys were given, and Ada's own discerning of the blueprints, you're able to tell after like a good clean sweep of the area that no one is here. This is in fact a safe house. What do you guys do? Nikolai, you were told that they will come here, so you honestly can just wait.
Okay. Well, what do we want to do? This is the house. We're supposed to hang out here.
I think we should go inside first.
Yeah.
So we'll get inside, and then one thing that
Everyone breaks a window to get inside.
where was the door? The door was way over here. Oh,
It's fine, honestly.
We'll fix them later.
Yeah, stepping inside, I'm going to say dust mends everything. Even if you don't have many, you accidentally have it now.
yeah.
Do
Come
we have a bag of holding?
Technically, you have a pants of holding.
Okay, we have pants of holding.
And 2
we
other
do-
bags.
We have a bag of devouring,
Okay.
and then we have a bag that we're not quite sure what it is.
Mm-hmm. That being said, we will take our 5-minute break here. You guys are
Okay.
inside of the safe house.
Gotcha.
And right now, you're waiting for thieves, so...
Fun.
Let's see how that'll turn out.
Are they the house or we?
Be right back.
Both.
Okay. Dogma's gone. I think.
Yeah.
Kyle.
What
Real
the-
quick. So I have. I don't know how this will go, but I remember that I picked up the item of a. It was a gold, a gold, like nugget piece, like a piece of gold, like actual gold metal, not a gold coin.
Yeah, no, we got that from the that drow lady. I think her name was
Yeah.
Susan.
I was gonna cast fabricate on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To make something out of it.
No.
Or
you can
to change it?
I can make the gold piece up to a 5-foot cube.
Oh.